through, and for the reason I'm here to address my own experiences and my knowledge is COVID 2019. And I think as we all know that in last few days of 2019 in the city of Wuhan, China, there were people who started getting infected with the virus. And rest will be a history. Honestly, an unforgettable history. So ladies and gentlemen, these are very difficult and challenging times for all of us. And simultaneously, we have a lot of information which is coming to us. A lot of information and in a very fast way. It is coming right at us from different corners, which is making us worried, scared, and of course, confused at times. Also, there's a lot of new vocabulary you all are hearing. Maybe some from the expertise, some from the non-expertise in different ways. But my dear fellows, what remains the most important thing for health is a proper and a timely communication. Hearing out the instructions given to you and abiding by them. And exercise your reflexes to make important changes which are required in these times now. We all have concerns about the novel coronavirus and may have loads of questions. But you know, despite all the awareness campaigns, these questions somewhere remain unanswered. And I would like to share my own experience about being a COVID warrior. But before that, I would just like to take a step back and address a much more personal perspective that you might be feeling, whether you are a parent, staff, employee, whatsoever. In the current situation in our community, this is causing great concerns, and it is important to acknowledge that anxiety we all are carrying in us. Now, this has to be dealt with more patience, compassion, and being more supportive to each other. By doing so, I think we all can let off the little steam in us. If someone is anxious, depressed, or even infected in your family or in your friends, please stay connected to them. Call them, give a video chat with them. I myself had one with my mother this morning. I believe it's vital that we all keep in our thoughts those who are most vulnerable during the current situation. Especially our elders who are at the age of 60, particularly those who are already 80, or also who have comorbidities like diabetes, or they are immunocompromised, because then they are, age is no bar, they can be affected critically at par. No matter how educated or prepared we become for a situation like what we are dealing now, the fact is how exactly it has to be dealt with comes when you truly face it. So we had our first COVID case in India on 30th January 2020. And the first one in Delhi was on 2nd March 2020. So our government was very swift in making tough decisions to have a lockdown, prepare the people with do's and don'ts. But you know, despite that, today we are dealing with almost 19,000 cases in city of Delhi. The government took out a list of hospitals to deal with COVID, and mine was one of them. And I still remember when the first suspected case came to my hospital, I was given a call to come and attend it. And as my normal reflex, I walked towards the casualty, a separate casualty which was built to attend the COVID patients or a suspected case. And the moment I was about to enter, the nurse came out and stopped me. Ma'am, you need to go and change. And I suddenly realized, yes, the culture has to be changed. I stepped back, I went to the donning and the doffing room, wore my PPE kit which was made. I came out, I saw a group of high officials from the management of the hospitals. They were right there. They were looking a little anxious, confused, worried. They were trying to see if the system is working under the protocol. So all of this made me give a lot of jittery feeling, you know. And when I walked into the ward, I looked at the patient. I started to examine the patient. I did an echo also on that patient. You know, there was a fear inside me other than seeing the patient. I felt that, oh, I hope I don't get infected too. which in my 20 years of career, I never felt that, I was never, it was all about the patient. So I gave my opinion, I came out and I was immediately asked to dispose of the PPE kit. My machine was sanitized, my department was sanitized. I was given a call from the management that, ma'am, please start taking your hydroxychloroquine prophylactic dosage, which was to be taken for good 7 weeks, and I did it. So besides all of this, going through these difficult changes made me work in a hospital. We had a lot more challenges, like dealing with patients who missed to reveal their travel histories. We had cases who had contact to positive patients but forgot to let us know. There were cases who were diagnosed outside for COVID, came to us to get treatment for other ailments, but forgot to, or probably did not remember to share their COVID positive reports with us. And in such kind of a scenario, all of this led to exposure to many doctors and paramedics in my hospital, and they had to be quarantined, and me being one of them. So I had a choice. Either I was to be admitted in an isolation ward in the hospital, or probably I could have confined myself in one room in my house. I chose the second one, considering my 2 daughters who are age 4 and 10, which was even a bigger challenge to live in fear and far from them. Honestly, trust me, it's a hard time. It's not just being in one room. You have to handle your small, tender kids. You have to tell them that, how important it is to have those particular hygiene levels. Wash your hands frequently, wear your mask, do not go out, have your meals, don't cry, and above all, your mother is fine inside the room and she'll come out soon. And while going through this time, I couldn't even share my fear inside me to my own parents or on my own siblings, because that was the time when my own brother was COVID positive and he was in the ICU abroad in America. So it was a tough time for the family. So, there are a lot of things which we've gone through. So once the quarantine was over, twice I got myself tested COVID negative. And I was, with God's grace, I thanked him, I joined back, reverted back to my work. And in hospital, my working begins by first changing into a PPE kit, which itself is tough, and then dealing with patients, individually taking care of them, comforting them. And during the day, I refrain myself from having any kind of meal, or maybe a cup of tea, coffee, or even a glass of water, no matter how long my working hours are. And also, let me tell you, I had my colleagues, my staff in my own hospital who walked almost more than 15 kilometers a day or maybe more to give their service to the hospital. You may realize how tough it is.
I think we need to give a round of applause.
Thank you. So talking from the viewpoint of a patient now, if I would say so, despite the suffering from the disease they had, despite all the symptoms they were carrying, the cough, fever, aches, malaise, so much, I could sense the anxiety, the depression, the isolation they were dealing with. And trust me, we as Indians, it's in our culture, it's in our instinct that once we are unwell, what we need the most or cures us the most is our family's love. So, this is why COVID is more fearful, because it has to be dealt really alone. Looking at the data and experiencing the same, I believe that yes, there is a very good recovery rate, and we are sending most of our patients back home healthy. For almost 19,000 cases, almost 9,000 are cured, and rest are on the road of recovery with very few critical numbers, but those already are dealing with a lot of comorbidities, let me tell you. So we have lot of our Gangaram staff also who've ended up into positive tests, but with God's grace, they're all hale, healthy, getting treated, some of them even at home. So let's be very positive about the scenario. And with all of this learning, we have to now, I think, learn to live a new normal. And you, my fellow people, are the frontliners now. I think we've taken a step back because the culture has changed and it has to be adapted by the community. At least till the time we eradicate the disease completely or together, or we get lucky enough to have a vaccine in any time soon. I believe our government and leaders have done and still doing the best to protect and make arrangements so that a common man can once again be free to a life with certain changes to be adapted. Dear people, lockdowns were there to prepare each sector, but cannot be permanent, as we all agree. So we at our hospital changed our work culture, and I'm sure every sector is doing it responsibly. Maybe it's the hotels, the offices. It has to be done to move forward and fight it head on. I may here suggest that in hospitality business, it is also recommended that each guest should undergo thermal screening. Masks and gloves to be mandatory. The social distancing has to be followed, I think even during the meals or fine dining. Frequent sanitizations, both indoor and outdoor, has to be considered. Frequent testing of the employees should be done. They should be encouraged to consider their fitness regimes on daily basis. I think that's going to keep them a lot more healthy and positive to be at work with happy smiles. And of course, huge gatherings to be restricted as advised by the Government of India. We as Indians are lucky to have a culture and a belief in being a giver, being a caretaker, with empathy, and this will keep us united during these tough times. Let's work together, and I appreciate your patience with each other. Please continue to have that empathy, support for the society. We, the Corona warriors, stand united along with our society to fight out the disease and defeat it. Prevention will remain the key. Wishing everyone good health. Please rise to shine. God bless. Thank you so much, and Jai Hind. I have a small video clipping. I'm sharing it. There are pictures, while we are working in the hospital. And of course, my quarantine time, a bit of that. So I would really like you all to acknowledge and have a feel. Thank you so much.